Greetings, community. It's me, Kevin, of Entropy and Comics, and welcome to a pre-order. Yeah, it arrived, and wow, I'm still trying to go through some of my last books that I had on my last week, the week before, and the pre-order before. Um, really, one sheet, really, so it's not that bad. Hey, Las Cruces, how you doing, man? You're already pretty much here. However, what you didn't know is if you go over to 1-2 Comic Talk and if you stay here and count the books and go over there and give me the number of books correctly, how many books we show, type that in the chat, doing a giveaway. And with your luck, dude, it would not surprise me. So, hey, now you know. Go over to 1-2 Comic Talk. So, also, if you can wrangle up like 4 or 5, maybe 6 more people to go sub over a 1-2 Comic Talk, that'd be awesome. It'd be an awesome gift for my son for his birthday, which is on the 17th. He's a lucky boy. So, hey, before I start, I want you to please like, and if you could, possibly subscribe if you haven't already, if only in which that you enjoy what you see. So let's start out with the pre-order and which that I did, and we'll do it so by showing off with some Department of Truth. Now, I'm going to say it again lightly, but I will do a separate show about Image Comics. You're going to notice that there's going to be a lot of Image comics that are people are going to be purchasing and people are going to be talking about. But I'm not certain if people are going to be really noticing the fact that Image is really taking over. And what I mean by that is if you look in, let's say, June, July, August, September months of what's going to end up launching, if you have that privilege, and see how many pages of books that are coming out for Marvel, how many pages of books that will be coming out for DC, and how many pages of books will be coming out for Image, it will shock you to see how many books are coming out for Image versus the other 2 big companies. Think about that. So, Department of Truth is a book that I've been buying A and B all the way through since it came out. I'm a huge fan of this story by Tynion. This was something that I was a big fan of months before it actually launched. I knew it was coming. I knew it was options. I was saying it the whole time. I knew it was a matter of them just getting the money and convincing the businesses to go ahead and invest in that, which shows, in my opinion, as good as if it's done right, got the right director, got everyone, could be an ongoing series for years to come. With that, in the same breath, I will end up saying that I also believe that this will also do the same down the road. It is, in my opinion, that Stillwater will end up being one of those stories that will turn into something that will be optioned and then produced. And it can be easily done in a Black Mirror fashion to where you can end up having it Amazon, Netflix, any of those. I can easily see it. Thor. If you're reading Thor, you're reading the Donny Cates stuff, you know that he's killing it. This is a great story. It keeps getting wilder and wilder. It's actually getting a little brutal than I was expecting. Not a single complaint from me whatsoever. I say keep it up, Donnie. Getting into King of Black. I've already almost filled up a whole box of King of Black stuff. So this is Namor. I've been doing that all the way through. I knew that it would end up reshaping, reforming the tale of Namor's history, because this is goes back all the way back to the original Namor tales. So I knew that it would affect it. From there, what it can do is it can launch out in spring, all kinds of other different stuff. I knew that the idea what Donnie wanted to do is he wanted to plant seeds in all these different places that where if he wanted, he can water a place and go ahead and let that grow. That's his goal. And if he gets around to enough titles, which there's no longer the Venom, it's my hope that someone decent will come in, pick up Venom. Cates goes over to Spider-Man, which when I get to a Spider-Man title, I'll go ahead and get in depth more about that. But I believe that that's where it's going to end up happening. Daredevil. It was always a good story. It was always a good tale. I never got into it. I was never into it. The only reason why I'm picking it up is just if it had a King of Black label, I picked it up. Thunderbolts is a good one. If you reading it, or if you know any of the story of Thunderbolts, it's basically the misfit people, and most of them are not necessarily good or per se nice people. And I'm having fun with the whole Thunderbolts. The original story was good. Of the original story of Thunderbolts, then bringing it for the King in Black is just awesome. Planet Symbiotes, definitely in. If I recall, it started with Clay McLeod Chapman, and then I think has a different writer picking up. Doesn't matter for me. If it, again, had a King in Black title on it, I was picking it up. Black Cat, I will pick it up. Doesn't matter if it had a King in Black title on it or not. I'm a big fan of Black Cat. Just got the first appearance of Black Cat recently, and that was one of my grails. Give me a Spider-Man number, if I recall. Yeah, 4. I like Peter David's writing. I think it's, it's creative and long to be nice, and it's fun. And more times than not, when he does get into his adventure aspects of it, and there is some spinning of some movement, it creates a nice whirlwind of action, and I like that. Hey, Hydra, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I am. I'm getting there, man. The number's a good number, and I got great people that like to hang out. So 69 subs is doing well for me. Return of the Valkyries is a really fun story. And not only because it had a King of Black label on it, but mostly because, one, they're introducing a new character, and two, there is going to be a new Valkyrie story that's happening after which all this King of Black stuff dies down. So I wanted to buy into it. I want to see what it was about. And I'm enjoying this whole Valkyrie stuff. Yeah, I appreciate you watching me on the TV. And I hope I'm decent enough entertainment for you to where you don't click away. So here we keep going. Number 4. I ended up getting 2 of the cover rays. The reason why is because this little aspect right down here. The whole Demon Days thing. All right. Now, I don't know if you had the privilege to go ahead and pick up a copy of Demon Days and read it. If you're into old school Japanese folk tales, that is really what it's trying to depict. And it came across, in my opinion, rather well. The fact that she chose that writing style, she chose that telling of style and tailing of the characters, the way that she did, to me, it was a great spin on things. And I liked it. I really did enjoy it. Tattoo variant, I'm doing King of Black. I'm doing A's all the way through. Tattoo variants all the way through. Spoiler variants all the way through, and the connecting variants all the way through. Yes, I'm that guy. As far as ratios and all that stuff, I already filled up a whole box full of King of Black. I can't afford to actually start getting into the ratios more times than not. So again, Planet Symbiotes, A and beat it all the way through. Miles, can't go wrong. Not only with the King of Black, can't go wrong, but you can't go wrong with Miles. So yeah, this is killer. And Spider-Woman, I'm liking all the Marvel women tales. So it doesn't matter if it's Spider-Woman, Gwen, Stacy. I'm reading all the female-led characters. Mark, how's it going? Appreciate you visiting here all the way from Australia. Now, let's move over to the Image. Again, I made mention once, I'm going to do it again. Spawn is blowing up on 3/18. 3/18 is the one that's going to go ahead and launch the whole Spawn universe. Excuse me. And they're introducing so many different characters, and it makes sense why they were doing it from 294 on. All these new characters, all this new development, all this expansion is because of this whole new universe that's developing. It's pretty cool. Badvart. Got 2 copies of this. I like the homage that it, pays tribute to. It was in my hopes that I can get a decent copy, and I did. I ended up receiving 1 decent copy. So that one will end up going on my PC, and one will probably end up getting sent somewhere out to thee. I end up A, B, and C on this on the Spawn. Spawn from here on in is probably going to end up being on the regular pull. Unsacred is definitely on the regular pull. This is an awesome, fun story. Highly recommend it. both for all the little sexiness aspect of to it, but really it's a very well written, very doesn't take itself seriously story, and I like that. I really am enjoying it. Haha. I've been talking about this probably since October of last year. I knew it was going to be. I was following what was happening since around, I think it was June, because before that, again, of last year, before that, it was just an idea because of the lockdown. And then it became something that spread into so much more. And it was only supposed to be, my understanding, like a thick book originally that was going to be released under just a single one shot, until it just developed, one, because of quarantine, and two, because when it was pitched, it was so enjoyed that they're like, can you extend it beyond this? That I got the impression, and I could be way wrong on this one, that it was only supposed to be 4 or maybe 5. And then I think they're up to 6 to where they're pushing it to. Stray dogs. 2 of the cover A's, 2 of the cover B's, if I recall, that I'm going to do all the way through. The reason why is because I had talked with some of the people that were in the works of this. And what I mean also by that, they were developing some of the exclusives for some of the books for some of the stores. And it was because it got optioned through Paramount that they were pushing this so hard and putting so much money into it. That sold me. Like, again, being that I told you before about Image and how they're blowing up, I was like, wait, and who's back in this? Image? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wanderer's Road. I'm digging this. I'm a huge Usagi Yojimbo. I've been collecting it since 1988. 9. 8? Anyways. And I'm doubling this up. One, because Peach is doing it. All the covers. Being she's signed exclusive to Marvel, I'm picking up things that I particularly like of her art that are not Marvel, knowing that down the road they'll be sought after as collector pieces. Plus, it's a Usagi story told by one of the greatest writers in a Japanese folklore comic book of all time, in my opinion, and I dig that. So, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. I thought I got 2 covers of this. This is probably only half the order I normally receive, as you guys know. Yo, Z. Well, cool. I appreciate everyone that's hanging out with me in the chat, man. It grew out to be pretty big. And I do hope that what's that I'm dropping to you is knowledge and what's that can be utilized for future purchases or non-purchases, so that you may save that dollar for anything else than buying a comic that you don't necessarily want. Back to what I was saying, I know I usually do an A and B. This is only a variant, so I'm under the assumption, being that there's so little and this is such a small box, that I only received half my order, which it kind of makes me think that I'm going to end up receiving some mountain come 3 weeks from now. Here we go. Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. If you haven't been reading this and you're a Wolverine fan, go out, get it. Everything's accessible right now. So far, the past 2 books have been essentially 3 stories that are tied into an anthology style, and they're really well written. It's exactly what you want from Wolverine tales. It's the blood, it's the gore, it's the gut-wrenching tale of a guy that doesn't want to do what he has to do, and then when he does it, he always feels bad about doing what he had to do. More times than not, it's not always necessarily the right thing, if we call it in some moral or aspect of it. And I'm not going to get all that, but that's really why characters like Wolverine are great to read, because you're divided as you put yourself in these positions on how you would react yourself, or if you even just being passive as you're reading it and being taken for a ride. It's almost like when you're watching a show, you're just like, oh shit, is this really going to happen? So I like that. All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've been A and Bing this all the way through. On anything that I find to be a key, I try to end up picking up the incentive. These are keys as far as the two, cover appearances of these guys. And I would actually almost argue that this would be more the sought after cover than almost anything else, and even the ratio or anything else, just because of one, the Eastman, and two, it's because it's the cover of these guys, but we'll see down the road. I know it is starting to turn into a key as far as being recognized as such, but I always knew it was such only because it's the first appearance of them outside of the movie. Origin, ratio, want to say this is issue 4? Sure is. Origin, written by Clay McLeod Chapman. He's a brilliant writer. He really loves his horrorcore, but when he gets a little bit of taste of some sci-fi and then he ends up throwing a bit of heart in there, ouch. Fuck, Clay, you right, man. I take your shit. Eternals. I'm doing an A and design. I'm trying to do this all the way through. It's okay. Back to what I was talking about as far as the Spider-Man. Wasn't certain if this one's going to pop. I kind of glanced through it to see if there was the appearance of the suit. I didn't see it, luckily, because I didn't go heavy on this one. So what I did go heavy on was issue 61 and issue 62. The reason why is those are the appearances, if not the full appearances, on a store exclusive, which would be the Frankies, I believe. It will actually be the full appearance inside the actual book. So 61 and 62 will be coming out soon, and those are the ones I went heavy on. I know this ain't all my stuff. I only got at least, I don't know. I'm missing like half. So hopefully more stuff will be arriving. And Last Ronin. Got the 1 in 10 sitting up there. I was just waiting on the cover A to come so I can read it. I don't, when it's those type of things and the ratios, can't touch them. Can't touch it. That was me, and that was it. Can you believe it? I can't either. It's amazing when you end up only receiving half your order, how fast it goes by. That only ended up taking 17 and a half minutes to the point of now. So, hey, from me at Entropy, if you could, I would greatly appreciate a possible like, a definite subscribe. And if you can hop over to 1-2 Comic Talk and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. My son's birthday, as I made mention, is coming up soon. If we can hit 400, I want to have a nice rocking 400 subscriber little party thing. I'm waiting on, Kai doesn't know this, a little exclusive coming that I'm hoping that we can do an unboxing for. And then we have a 1 in 10 ratio of a Kanto that we're going to end up doing an unboxing, hopefully on his birthday, 3/17. And that would be awesome for all you guys that end up hanging out and joining in. So if you guys enjoyed it, again, I'll see you soon. Hit that thumbs up. You guys take care. From me at Entropy, I'm out.